Anyway, so this poem is called Wilted Roses, and this is a poem that I feel like it expresses a core aspect of my melancholy and of my perspective in life. So I would say I'm still here and not here all at the same time. I feel like there is a beautiful healing and transformation that comes from this poem, from when I wrote it, from where I say it's kind of interesting to reminisce upon. So with that, let's get started. Let me zoom in and read. Okay. All right. Wilted roses. I surround my living space with wilted roses. How comforting it is to gaze upon something eternally dead. The peace it brings to see radiant beauty shine despite. A dead rose, imperishable at distance, but fragile to the touch, inevitably destined to be admired and alone. So, yeah, I've never read that out loud to anybody, so I'm kind of like getting my anxiety about it. I'm sure that I need to learn a better rhythm in reading out loud. I hope that was okay. Any beautiful, constructive feedback is welcome. If you're being rude, I will be rude back to you. Just saying. Yeah, so it's just, I always felt like a dead rose. As something that's beautiful. Like, people display flowers all the time, but if you touch, like, they're so fragile, and like their petals fall, and ashes of them are everywhere, and it's obviously dead, but it's still beautiful, as dead as it is. And I feel like a dead flower. I don't feel like a block. I feel like that's a little bit different now, but at this time I really felt like a dead flower in an antique vase in a china cabinet that everyone gawked at. But I was too fragile for anyone to actually hold me, to love me, to interact with me. Until I met my husband, who wasn't afraid of death. He wasn't afraid of death. He wasn't intimidated by my sensitivity or my fragility. And in fact, he saw that I was a wilted flower. He saw that I was dying. And as the green thumb Capricorn that he is, he got he got right to work. And I would say now, if anything, I'm no longer a wilted flower. I'm no longer a wilted rose. I am a rose bush in a rose garden. I am fully blossomed of myself, but I've also appreciated the process of like what rose gardens go through. And I also understand you have to shed some of the roses, some of the flowers, to get more and for it to grow. And there's been a whole beautiful connection to that process that I think is really significant from this poem, especially from recalling the head space and the emotional space, the heart space that I was in at that time. I wrote this, okay, now I'm really in it. So I wrote this, I was sitting on the floor, my apartment in Michigan. I didn't have furniture yet. It was colder than I anticipated it for being September. And like, my mother just like left me. I was like, it was some of my first few nights alone in Michigan, and it wasn't anything like I thought it would be. I thought Christopher was going to be a little bit more present. I was aware of our situation and delusional to our situation all at the same time, but I was really sitting in this deeply lonely space. And so I wrote that poem and rewrote it a couple times, and this one, it always stuck. I do remember ripping out pages and pages out of a notebook and crumpling them up to get to this one, and I'm really stayed. Yeah, there's a lot more poems like this.